Hey guys, Council Glenn with Bridging the Gap, where we talk about bridging the generational gap as well as the wealth gap. We literally take you step by step and tell you how to bridge that gap from where you are to where you want to be from the aspect of a boomer, somebody that's been there, done that in the Xer. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure you hit the bell notification. We want to let you know as soon as we drop something, we want you guys to get it, want you to be first. So make sure you do those two things for us, and we can't wait to drop some more content. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you're watching. Welcome to Bridging the Gap, and I'm your host, Council Glenn.
Hey guys, William V. Thompson still.
Hey, coming at you on episode number 25.
Hey, I love it, man. Like I said before, we're now moving into the real money part about creating money. And as we often say, money is nothing but an idea. And it's been our job the last few podcasts and the upcoming ones is to give any and everybody, Council, some simple, basic things to create money based on what mainly they already have.
Gotcha. So lesson 25 is talking about creating money, correct?
It is, man. Plain and simple. It's creating money, and it's simply talking about converting your talents, your skills into a money machine. So often people are so big. I like this principle. I tell people, stop looking at what you don't have, but start looking at what you do have, because it's what you do have that will create what you don't have. People are always saying, I don't have $1 million. I don't have a great credit. I don't have a PhD. Okay, I know what you don't have. Let's find out what you have. And today you're going to find some things that you have or can easily get to make your talents and skills a money machine.
Got it. So if I like playing like Madden or something, I can turn
No doubt about it. I don't fully understand madness or fantasy football or even cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. All those things, though, again, even though I'm not making money in it, and you may or may not know telling what you're doing, but my point, though, is if you're passionate about it, and a matter of fact, that brings me to my first point here, man.
Okay.
I talk about a perfected passion produces prosperity. You've heard me say it before, but whether it's Madden, whether it's crypto, whether it's fantasy football, if you are willing to create a passion for it and you perfect that, you can make crazy money. Good example. 20 years ago, I started doing, and this is going to sound funny, budgets for people. That's all I was doing. People were paying me like $50 an hour just to do a budget. And it was boring, it was routine, and I was not happy about it, but I saw that if I understood people's financial world, understood the problems they were having, and over time, I've developed a system where it's a lot more than budgets. But I was passionate about helping people, and once I mastered those budgets, then I found my passion, I perfected it, and today, by God's grace, it's producing prosperity for Joe and I.
Got it. Perfected passion produces prosperity.
Bottom line, man. Bottom line.
Got it. What's point number 2?
Well, a couple of things here, and I'm going to be very brief to the point. People have to be open to learning something new, Council. Sad to say, my generation, sometimes I had a brother my age, a little older, tell me, I'm now 60-some, I don't want to learn anything else. Don't let that be you. That was the dumbest comment I've ever heard. And it's all about learning. And I remember one of my members years ago told me, he said that the financial illiterate is not the person who cannot read or write, but it's the person who refuses to learn, unlearn, and relearn. You have to constantly learn. So with that said, the simple point that I want to give 6 basic points to is you must be willing to learn something new. You got to learn something new. And as you learn something new, we're going to talk later about creating a step-by-step process. Like, for example, I'm going to throw this to you. Okay. Marketing. Yeah. Now, again, I know very little about marketing. You've taught me a lot. But if I simply just take what you've taught me, those 7 or 10 points, and I start doing it, though I will not be the expert you are, but I could definitely be able to charge people because those 7 or 10 points you taught me, they don't know, and they're working for me. So marketing is a great one for anybody. And I'm not sure, why don't people learn all the social, why do people just look at social media as a fun time and not a marketing time?
That's a great question.
I think part of it has to do with not having something to market.
Okay.
If that makes sense. But if you even look at like influencers on Instagram, I mean,
Man, God.
all they doing is marketing stuff for other people.
That's what I'm saying.
Whether it's clothing or jewelry or people that work out. They may have a supplement or something that they're just an ambassador for, like a brand ambassador. What they're doing is taking something that they've worked on for years, their physique, and monetizing it.
You're right.
The same thing, unfortunately, Instagram models. I mean, their physique, something that they worked on, they're monetizing it. And sometimes people don't use social media for marketing because they have nothing to market.
I got you. Yeah. And my thing there, like you said before, is I would at least learn how to, and then find somebody who has something.
Yeah.
Because a good example, I was with a client yesterday, a young lady in the Charlotte area, and she's actually developed a natural skin product. I mean, she has done it herself. She went online, she learned how to do it, etc. And it was amazing how she knew a lot of basic marketing things. She didn't know about she has a POS system, and she was unaware how she should be texting people with good information. That's something you taught me.
Yeah.
She has about 300 names of people that are bought just this year. And it was like, oh my God, I didn't know. That's something you taught me, the power of marketing, tied in the POS system. And don't try to sell, teach them.
Yeah.
And she just thought I was a genius, but that made our session special. The second thing is technology. Again, I'm learning from you guys. People need to understand. I mean, even this podcast, without these two guys here, I would definitely not be doing a podcast. But it's technology that people can learn, and particularly my Zers, my millennials, if you all took the challenge to learn it, they're older people like us who might have a well-established company, but again, we don't know how to max technology. Podcast, years ago, your buddy Odell.
Yeah.
He actually did the first podcast probably about 8 years ago with me. I didn't know what a podcast was. He put a mic in front of me and said, let's talk about X, Y, and Z. Now, what he did with it, I don't have a clue. That's 8 years ago. But at least now I have an idea what's going on. That's what I mean by learning something new and putting a process to it.
Yeah, stuff changes too fast to not learn nothing.
Man, you're right, man.
I mean, just the way information is changing, technology, systems. I mean, even like something simple like Facebook ads. Recently, Apple did an update on their phone that restricts information you can get on Facebook ads for people with iPhones. So you have to register your events and your domain a specific way on Facebook when you run ads. Wow. But had you did what you did 2 years ago, there's a ton of information you'll miss and people that your ads wouldn't go to just because Apple did an update.
And you didn't know about it. I got you. Yeah. I got you. So people, and that's why we often talk about, Council, the importance of having a date with your future. And 2 or 3 days per week may be just to learn something new and even update.
Yep.
You know, if somebody took the time just to master, as old school as it sounds, Facebook, if they took the time just to find those little things that most people don't know about Facebook, I believe a person could make substantial money just with that one platform and properly sharing it.
I agree. It's a lot of niches that you can get into where people just haven't mastered. I always think about, I can't remember his name, but the guy that did, he went into the forest and asked God to show him everything about the forest. He said, no, but I teach you everything about this peanut. And how much stuff he made from peanuts.
I got you, man.
And just how he mastered that. And there's a lot of people that make graze over, even real estate. Like, I mean, there's some people that do wholesale and some people do fix and flips, but there's so many different ways you can make money in real estate.
It is,
Once you master it, you'll be there.
And this society, though, tells us to become a jack of all trades. And that old adage, we want to know everything about everything. No. Like, for example, I know very little about marketing. I know very little about technology. I know a little bit about real estate. But I know a whole lot about cash flow. And that's why we really are working now on something called innovative income initiatives. Because the thing I really want to do is, whether it's a church or business or an individual, I want to come up with we want to come up with some innovative ideas, because to me, helping anyone create money, that's fun for me.
Agreed.
Yeah. And this next thing is about investing. Again, folks, I remember years ago, and this was probably about the time you were born. Well, that sounds funny saying at the time you were born with 80 what?
83.
83. Yeah, about the time he was born, now probably a little later, there was a guy named Wade Cook. Never heard the name, have you?
Mm-mm.
Well, you got to Google him. Wade Cook was one of the first to come out with trying to teach ordinary people how to do option trading, whether it's covered call writing, credit spreads, or puts. And I mean, and this guy was doing seminars, giving free stuff away, but making crazy money. The point is, I took the time about 3 years to learn about investing. Didn't learn it in school, didn't go to a $20,000 workshop, nothing wrong with those. But I simply took his material, and lo and behold, in about 3 years worth of studying, teaching myself, I learned how to invest. And now, by God's grace, investing is one of the major streams of Thompson's income that if nothing else came in, our investment runs our household and even our business.
Got it.
But again, it all because I opened my mind to learn something new that college didn't teach me, and that was definitely not in the mainstream back almost 30 years ago.
Agreed. Learn something new. It's key, man.
It is, you know. Again, number 4, another thing that this fellow's taught me, online courses. You know, a lot of people out there, you are excellent with maybe yoga, or excellent with dog training, or excellent maybe with training children, or even training husbands, I guess, too. but the point is, you could take something. I mean, I was amazed at the people online you showed me who were making money with just simple things. But they went, in other words, everybody else was at level 2. They went to level 200.
Right.
And they found a lot of niche things there, innovative things that most people never knew, and people were willing to buy those things from them. So again, online courses, and most of the time you can either learn something new or it's something old that you have that you've taken for granted.
Yeah, agreed. And it's just something you mastered.
That's right.
And people will pay premium for information that helps them speed up the time from where they are to where they want to be.
I agree with him. Yeah. I agree, man. You know, another big thing I have found, and I think all generations, is wellness.
Yeah,
I think learn something about wellness. For example, many times women have hot flashes. My wife's going through that now. But again, a buddy of mine who's an engineer by profession, he got tired of his wife having hot flashes and other things. So this engineer literally researched. His doctor said, well, it's a part of life, and nothing against doctors. But he came up with a mixture of whether it be, I forget the 3 or 4 things, but now she's able to take those things, and at night, no hot flashes. She doesn't even care what it costs. I don't care what it costs, but she's able to sleep through the night. But again, he was not a doctor, did not have the professional training, but remember, he saw a problem, he researched it, and now he's making great money. So any women you know that having hot flashes, man, hit us up. We can help you with that. But wellness is another thing, and also one of your areas, I'm going to pitch it to you, real estate.
Yeah.
What's this thing about affordable housing? I mean, that's something you got me into a new world.
Yeah.
Didn't know about it. Give the people a synopsis of why that's so powerful, whether it's one house or 200 units.
I mean, just think about the cost of rent these days, and
Okay.
And the wage that's being paid, and how a lot of people, the minimum wage is not a livable minimum wage in most cities and states.
I got you, man.
And it's a need for affordable housing. I mean, we're in Greensboro, North Carolina. We're short on affordable housing. Raleigh, Charlotte, Durham. I don't know a city, a major one, that has enough affordable housing. You think about just not even homeless, just affordable.
Yeah.
And there's government monies by the billions available to developers, cities, municipalities, individuals to provide affordable housing. So whether that's you building a single family home, and there's some down payment assistance to help make it affordable, offset, the builder's expenses. Maybe they can't build it as cheap as they need to sell it and make it affordable.
Okay, gotcha.
But the city can close that gap. Or whether it's like tax credits.
Okay.
Whether that's 9% tax credits or 4% tax credits, they're available to build affordable multifamily.
That's awesome.
To keep rent rates affordable within a particular area. But man, it's just a ton of stuff out there, and it's a ton of information to learn about each of those tax credits. And even some of the cities and municipalities have requests for proposals to build affordable houses in certain areas. I know the city of Greensboro has a standing one, like for Old Ashboro And over there where they towed a Grove down there.
Yeah.
It's about 70 to 80 lots still available over there that build affordable housing on.
That's good. Now, I'm assuming you went to college for all this stuff.
No. Didn't go to college for it. Just being in the real estate business, learning about city work and seeing RFPs, and then hanging around and learning about some affordable housing opportunities. And, even the apartment complex we bought in Thomasville, we were thinking about doing a 4% tax credit on that. Mm-hmm. So that's still a possibility, but just learning more about it as information came available.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. And the bottom line is, we begin to wrap up as far as my notes here. It's about learning.
Yep.
It's about learning where you set aside regular time. And by the way, the book I read on vacation concerning vivid vision.
Yeah.
Finished the book. Loved that one. The book you gave me before that on trading in the stock market, I finished that one. And each one of those books, I walked away with at least I got about 14 points in the investment book, mm-hmm. and probably about 18 points on the second book. So even though on vacation, those two books I devoured, and together I got about 30 new insights. And I know that they're going to translate at least into another $100,000 this year, all because of two books that I spent the last 2 weeks reading. So I appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. And my final thing is simply this. Okay, you find the passion. Mm-hmm. You get all this great information. You got all these thoughts. And then what do? It's now about putting it into a system.
Yep.
And I'm going to give you mine plain and simple. Like when I work with businesses or individuals, and it's taken me a while to get this system, but I call it my C5 system.
Yeah.
And you all caught some of it at the very beginning. The first thing is I tell people to conform to the word or to sound financial principles. That's always step one, whether you're a business owner, whether you're a church or an individual. The second one is control spending, part of the system. The third is cutting T.E.D. Again, we talked about that back in podcast 17 or 18. Then, like we're doing now, step 4, create money. And number 5, capture assets on sale. Now, that is boring. It's methodical. It's really boring. But I know that no matter whether you're a business, an individual, or church, if you do that, so all that knowledge over the years that I've gleaned, I put into 5 simple steps. And I want to encourage everyone, if you're serious about creating money or making your talents a money machine, invest in you. It's one of the greatest investments ever.
Agreed 100%. Agreed 100%.
Man, I'm finished, man. Well, I'm not really finished, but
that wraps up lesson 25, man. A good one on creating money. What we got next week?
Next week, my friend, I'm so excited. This is going to be you, man.
Uh-oh.
Creating money online.
Oh, okay.
Online. Come on, we're going to stretch you there, guys, online, because I tell anybody, again, church, individual, where the real money is, it's online. I mean, that's the automated money, man. And when you sleep and you wake up and go, oh my God, what happened?
I'm going to give them a little tease. I'm researching now. I have an Amazon store online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be back next week myself, I tell you. That's good, man.
That wraps up episode 25, man. I'm your host, Councilor Glenn.
Hey, William V. Thompson.
Till next time.